You're listening to the June 16th, 2018 reading of Blossom Goodchild's channeling with the Federation of Light.
Hello, my friends. My body clock is totally out of sorts, along with many of my thoughts, it seems. However, so keen to get back chatting with you. So, here I am, trying for the second time since my return to connect. I feel I have shed my skin and ready for the new me to emerge. Yet at this juncture I just seem to feel rather vulnerable and insecure. Is this normal for this time in the game?
Welcome to you, our dearest friend and ally. This is indeed a summoning of the higher self to coexist with a part of self that has been treading the earthly soil and is now very much in tune to receive the energies of such into the physicality. This is a process which in turn will carry with it responsibilities, by which we mean that once the higher self, or would we say part of it therein, settles within the body's housing, the self will experience the feeling of the need to bring about the change on a much deeper, profound level. Not just for self, yet for the desire to awaken others who appear to be so very much in the land of not, as you would say. This vulnerability is coupled with patience, knowing that the days ahead are to enhance the energies of your planet by adjusting the protons that are disguised as one thing, yet are actually another.
Not really knowing without Googling what protons are exactly, and not having a clue what they could possibly be disguised as and why, I would like to challenge that last sentence, if I may.
Look up protons, if you would.
Okay. A stable subatomic particle occurring in all atomic nuclei, with a positive electric charge equal in magnitude to that of an electron. Perhaps let's try that in Swahili. Truly, none the wiser. Where to from here, Captain?
Let us imagine that who you are is merely who you think you are. Yet, it isn't actually who you truly are. For you truly are in essence the energy that is called love. Yet, you continue your days being who you think you should be. Some may go to work, be parents, business colleagues, teachers, you name anything, and someone will think that is who they are. This higher part of the self that is now being allowed to filter into the human system will help that system recognize more of its true self, its true potential, so that rather than think itself as something, it will know itself a little more as its truth of self. The feeling of being love and all that entails, as opposed to pretending to be this, that, or the other.
And this connects with the proton sentence how exactly?
Because the positive electric charge that one thinks it is will be magnified into the knowing of its equal ability to be much more than it thinks it is.
I have no idea if this is making any sense at all. Yet pray continue.
That you, that has not yet housed itself within the body upon earth, is filtering through bits of itself in order to fashion and put in place that which is to come forth and serve the whole on a grander scale. This is happening now for all souls who have journeyed thus far in the knowing that any minute now, a breakthrough or feeling of breaking point is about to blossom. This latest section of yourselves has proven to be taxing on all levels, has it not? For we are aware of the metaphoric washing machine cycle. Yet now that turbulence is settling, as the higher energies, not just into your planet, yet into yourselves, flow through and slowly integrate with the aspect of your being that arrived first to assess the layout, so to speak. Until this point in your planet's growth, it would have been impossible for the higher qualities to enter, for they would have been too high to exist and not at all compatible with the levels of energy, frequency, vibrations that have been residing upon her. Yet now, as with all that is flowing in the right direction, plans on planetary change are certainly more than underway and flourishing. That which is to ignite your souls in these future days shall leave you speechless, and certainly of a disposition that makes one's recall of the more unpleasant natures of this change fade into insignificance. We would say you have crossed the finishing line.
Well, that truly is something. For it was back in 2012 that Goodchild said that we were so close to the finishing line. So, a major breakthrough in that in your time it takes 6 of our years to take a couple of steps. Now we're getting somewhere. I jest, of course, yet certainly that is good to know. And now that we have crossed it, where do we go from here?
You sit back and take it all in. You look back at your training, all your efforts that made that happen. You accept the glory of your soul's joy for what it is and allow blessings to flow into your life. Crossing the finish line moves you into the next phase.
Don't tell me. Another race?
It is far from a race. This you understand. Yet, into the next level of the game. As the energies in this new position are gradually absorbed and understood, you will become aware of the difference in self, in order to be equipped to play within the higher level. You will discover skills which were not awarded you in the lower level. These skills give you fresh ideas on how to make your way forward, and using them in the highest of your capabilities and strengths will in turn renew thoughts that one had long given up on.
What kind of thoughts do you mean?
Thoughts of victory, thoughts of walking into the promised new land with swords of light leading the way, thoughts of knowing that there was never any doubt that you would be the victors and accomplish that which you set sail upon your planet to achieve. Remembrance of your true selves will allow courage and enthusiasm to nurture your tired beings and bring you into alignment once again, so that power shall be acknowledged by your inner truth. This power, as we have spoken of many times, once recognized, knows no bounds. Doubts are shed regarding capabilities of endurance. For you know, each one of you knows, that you have crossed the finishing line, walking every step of the way with hope in your hearts. And now that you have arrived in the higher source of participation, you cannot help but feel renewed. Yet the newness of who you have become is so familiar. Meaning, in a light-hearted vein, yet with such depths behind our words that you are so much closer to home, because you remember now how you used to feel. How you used to feel before you began the game. How you used to behave before you entered into the planetary vibrations. How you used to love without any interruption of fear. You are returning home, dearest souls. You are journeying on a pathway that feels so correct. Lifetimes after lifetimes have you traveled this same journey, and yet now, only now, in these predicted glorious awakening times, are you able to know for sure that you are retracing your tracks. Your footprints left markers in the road for the very reason that on your return you would recognize them, knowing now how close you are to becoming more of the recognizable you, the you that is you.
I know what you're saying. I have glimpses of that me. And yet, at other times, I feel as though I threw a six, landed on a snake, and find myself back to where I almost began.
And yet, is it not so that at other times you only threw a two, and yet landed on the ladder which took you to a height to which you had not reached before?
Yep, it's all in the game, as you say. Yet, just to clarify, is it the finishing line of the snakes and ladders we've reached? Now what game are we in? Please, please, please don't say Monopoly. I hate Monopoly.
You are perhaps in the game of chess, where moves forward are planned and strategic. Metaphorically speaking, of course.
Of course. Personally, I'd be up for a game of patience. One move allowing the next one to flow, and when stumped, you pack up and have a cup of tea. Starting over when in the mood. Oh, the simple things in life.
Dearest Blossom, we thank you for today's connection. The game is on. The next step of it. Observe all that you learned from the last one. Put into play these learnings and watch how quickly you excel. Look at also, as we said, for the new tricks that become you. They will surely bring joy into play, and you will find that on this level, the game is so much more in your favor. Until next time, your move.
Thanks so much. I'm so happy this connection worked. Jet lag and sleeplessness doesn't always bode well for such encounters. Cheer ho for now, and of course, much love and gratitude.